bumps in the road for XRP holders are increasing. And why we should cross over these hurdles? Because ultimately we are working on the vision of XRP becoming the standard infrastructure for central bank digital currencies to operate. Now, why I use the name of asset and then the standard infrastructure? Because XRP needs to be on XRP ledger, and that will be connecting the interledger protocol. So that's the infrastructure. And this scenario, which you can see in this one, is playing out well. Michael sent me this one and it really looks cool. Why? Because that is showing you another central bank is working on the space to produce their central bank digital currency. Now, why is this so special? Because it's between Mexico, and already you understand that Mexico and US uses XRP ledger to exchange from USD to peso. So their regulators already understand how it can be used. So now when you look at that XRP ledger and USD to peso route, they won't have much of a doubt to use it. Now, why would they go for a hard one instead of using the already known easy one for them, which is the XRP ledger? So now you will have information, right? So now you will have questions. When you have more information, you get more doubts, more questions, and that's how you clarify your mind. So say, why is this actually happening? I will say, focus on what you see completely, because it's not the small stuff. You have to go through, read through it, and then you get to know what you are looking at. Some exchanges are delisting or halting XRP trades. But look at others who have that banking charters, like Kraken and others are in the same route where they don't actually have to do that because they have that regulations covered. Now, as we all know, the market cap will be much higher than what it is right now. So how high can it actually go? It kind of depends upon how you think and look at the market and calculate. If you're missing some of the information, then yeah, the total expected amount will be less. So as James highlights, it's not what we have right now, and cryptocurrency should be at least 3 trillion. So right now you're below 1 trillion. So that's 3x of what it is now, which is 300% gain in the total market. But the gain in individual assets would be way different. If you look at XRP went to 20% when the altcoin market went 70 to 80%. So now if you want to calculate that 300% and the fluctuation, it's not a bad deal. We are going to go 10x. Now, is it only that? No, there is a lot of different news coming up, because I know you are all here with the SI4 charts, right? So we will go through different charts to show you what you should be looking at near future. Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. You see a lot of opportunity in the market. Yes, there are a lot of opportunity. When the big coins like BTC and Ether corrects, there are possibility in other coins which actually pops to the upside. Now when I say pops, even 10-20% is a lift off in the price. But when you get that 100%, 140% in limited time period, say on a daily chart, this for SNX is in like 2 weeks. So when you actually get these information on the right time, you take profit. When a target is reached, take profit. Don't be emotional. Don't think that it's going way higher than this. It should go. It may go. We don't know. But if you take your profit, at least 70%, you still have that liquidity if it crashes to the bottom again, because we are taking profit at a level of resistance. Buy at a support, not at a resistance level. And the same way, sell at a resistance, not at a support level. So if you want charts, let's go through it. This is XRP on a 4-hour chart. Now, before jumping much into XRP in detail, I would actually go through different ones. Say first, we'll actually look at BTC dominance. BTC dominance is looking like it is being supported at 67, 68 level. However, you have to understand these are kind of the resistance zone for BTC dominance. Now, why should I actually highlight this to you now? Because when I look at the altcoin market cap, it reached what we said previously. I told you that we are going to go 30% to the upside. And similar cases, you have to understand when altcoin market cap went 30%, there are assets which popped off like crazy, isn't it? So when you understand that one, this happened recently. Now, the November's push was a different story, but this January's one is a little bit different. Different alts had different pumps. Now, when you look at the coin market cap or others, you see a lot of different fluctuation in a lot of different assets. As you go through, you see, let's say, first 50, you see a lot of different volumes and liquidity levels with those patterns. So how can you take benefit? If you want, you can actually go through a lot of different things, which I post. Personally, there is a lot of different opportunities in different assets way inside the market. Now, I only completed the completed stuff here because, otherwise it's not fair for my patrons. And at the same time, I would also like to highlight this. Guys, if we are going into different groups, I have actually seen 2 different groups, which is run by 2 different individuals using my charts. So they kind of take more fees from you. So if you want to pay the same fees for the charts which I offer for lesser amounts, why do you actually want to do that? Think, you are an investor, you are a trader, you are trading your money to get information. So if you are doing that, think almost all of these charts which you get there is available, which is moving out of my channel, is coming from the 25 tier and the 50 tier. But do understand, majority of these are being offered to the basic customers as well. Say after the first target, usually it goes to the basic customers. So still, if it is 140% run, they get to know there is still 70% run. So if you are about trading your money for information, do consider that as well, because there is always someone who watches from the upside. If you don't believe that, it's completely up to you. But being a believer, I do believe that. Anyway, let's go through the chart. Now, when altcoin market cap is going to pop, you will have different coins which pops. Say Ethereum is one of the simple which most of us look for altcoin market cap, right? So this one is altcoin market cap, and if it goes above this level, the recent high, then the alts are going to rally much higher. So you come and you look at Ethereum here, and then you get to see this one. We actually came to the downside. Okay, I agreed. Now, I called for a 20 to 30% drop. Yes, I agreed, went 32%. But that's not the matter, right? It's about anticipating that drop, taking your profit, standing a little bit back and looking for an opportunity. And when you get that, say it's 20% drop, 25% drop, or even 30%, you buy back. So when it comes back to test the recent highs or about that, you're in profit. Now, there are things to consider. The RSI shows we broke below, we came back, we tested this one once and failed. We're going to retest that again, and the price is back than this one. So when we retested here, the price was retesting this level, which is the moving average and the resistance and support there. Now the RSI is retesting the same area, but the price hasn't reached that level. So that's a little bit of caution there. But if we manage to retest the 20 MA and break above, that's bullish. Because here, you're kind of seeing something similar to that of XRP. If you put a line here, crossing like this, you will actually see there is potential possibility that it may go upside. But the 20-day moving average, which I use here as a green line, is 50. So 50-day moving average should be focused with importance there. Now, you just then jump to XRP BTC. I highlighted in the previous video. Then, the comments were like, this is a different language which many don't understand. That's TA. So for your ease of understanding, I'm zooming in and showing you this one. We currently have 150% difference between the moving averages and the price. Whenever you have that difference, it comes back towards the moving average. So it doesn't actually work like the price go towards the moving average. It actually works like the moving average and price both work towards that, coming, meeting together at one point. So if you see here, the price was going to the upside, the moving average was coming to the downside slowly. Why? Because moving average is a lagging indicator. That's why I tell you, you have to read books, understand stuff. I try to inform you guys. So if you have this in your backend, processing this information would be easier. So say here, if it is 150%, by the time price come up, it would be 120 to 130%. But based on history with these kind of differences, price pumps a lot. So now you look at the RSI, it supports that idea of rising trend line, that is underlying strength in buying. So buyers are trying to push out sellers. You saw sellers took control from this top of 0.78 in USD and towards this bottom here. So say that was like 4,000 satoshis, and then here at the bottom you are looking at it towards a clarity. What is that clarity? You are getting that checkmate pattern. Now if you zoom in and put that on a 4-hour chart, you also get a rounded bottom symbol there. So these are kind of something which you have to understand when the MACD is crossing to the upside but still in the negative territory. So once we move towards the moving average, MACD should be above here in the positive territory. And if that's the case, that's bullish. Why? Because in the same time, in the XRP USD terms on a daily, say this one on a XRP BTC on a daily, this one XRP USD on a daily, I think you're actually getting the information which I'm trying to explain here. If you are digesting that, that's going to be cool. Why? Look at this. We are near the 200-day moving average for the XRP USD pair. Why is that important? Because if we break above that, it shows us previously it has been acting as a resistance for a long time and then pumping the price to the upside. So it doesn't mean if we go up, we are going to go to sky tomorrow. You have to always understand. Now when you say moon, yeah, I understand the concept. We are going to go up, but always look for the volume. That's the new flow of money, new wave of money coming into the market, right? So if you look back here on a weekly, we came back above the 50-day moving average, which is acting as a support. If you look here, it's wicking. That means it came back, retested, and now it is going back up, which means the buyers are pushing sellers up. And if you look at this red dotted line, that shows the current price when I took this screenshot. And what does it actually imply? It's at 0.3 and it is at the resistance level and here till here, and the support level till here, again resistance. So that's a long standing support resistance. Those who were here listening from at least from August knew what we talked throughout this pattern, what we anticipated, and what you got in your return, right? In your portfolio, how you managed if you listened to me back then. Now you're getting something similar. If you break above, this particular drop here should give you more room to the upside. Now, if you use a Bollinger Band, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you use the momentum indicator and combine it with the Bollinger Band, it would be easy. Now, if you can do trend analysis, pattern analysis, and momentum, combine them together, it shows you massive upside, say something near $1 towards our all-time highs and beyond. Now that's really amazing because you are looking at this pattern which is still at the bottom compared to the top price, which is 3.8 in the last bull market, and right now we are at 0.3. So that is still like 10 to 15x your money, and we see an opportunity that it is going to pop. But do remember, it's not going to pop tomorrow. The time frame is what makes you impatient, and that is what gives the opportunity to the patient guys. Always remember this quote from that genius. In markets, any market, now that I'm adding that because market is somewhere you have individuals, human beings putting money in with the psychology, emotions, and everything playing out. So that means market is a place where money is moved or transferred from the portfolio of those who are impatient to the others who are really patient with their portfolio. So if you want to make money, do understand that. And if you are trading on a shorter time frame because you don't have that level of patience, do learn patterns, trends, and then trade it. When you see a measured move of 120%, go for a target of 100%. Then start taking your profits. Otherwise, you'll only put money into this market, you won't take something out. So you have to be patient, but you should not be so much patient that you still wait even after the price hits your target. That's greed, right? The patience of greed. Don't be that guy who wait too much without taking profits at the level when we say it should be taken here, right? Because we showed you XRP BTC pay. Now it is XRP Ether BTC pay. You look at the trend, we came to the bottom, the price is bouncing from there, but the RSI shows a little bit different story. Now RSI is being rejected from there, but the MACD and price shows you upside. So we may go retest this red line, that's another moving average there, which will be the 200-day moving average. So if we break above, that's going to be bullish for the entire altcoin, because Ethereum is considered as a leader for the altcoins. Grayscale first, kind of they showed us, they moved XRP. Then the other day they say, no, it was an error. We increased the position actually. Now you again get this one. Grayscale investment actually dissolves Grayscale XRP trust. So they liquidated their position and it's being given back. Why? Because they are highlighting that the SEC has to decide on the lawsuit which they have filed. Because they don't understand whether XRP is a security or not. I'm thinking these guys are saying drop gold. Why? Because the technology is taking over. Now, if they don't understand what the technology is and they still believe this is a security, I don't understand. Now, yes, there will be room for doubt and confusion for the way how Ripple, the company, is distributing XRP. But using the term security and tying it up with XRP, the asset, for me looks like foolishness to do. If you have an issue with the company distributing this, say it's not a security, but they have a lot with them and they are distributing it in the market, and you have an issue, go to them directly. Why do you actually want to tie that label of security with this asset? Now, anyway, whatever happens, that's going to be bad in that situation. This is a bad news. But look at the vision of the company Ripple and then the XRP ledgers usage. So when central banks understand that they have to use this, they would be using that. They don't actually care about whether you own it or I own it, but they do care about how much profits we make. That's why they'll try to manipulate the market till that end where the majority is shaken off. So that's why I say if you put a time frame in your market and say, okay, I'm going to take out this much profit in this much time frame, it's going to be really hard for you. I see a lot of guys coming out and saying, in 4 months, I would be buying that, I would be buying this. Guys, that's not the mentality of an investor. You first execute, you first take out profit, then use that capital to reinvest and take that profit out of your portfolio if you want to into an alternative asset. Crypto is a high risk asset. So if you are investing, do understand while you take profit, you have to move that into a low risk asset to increase your money. That's leveraging this position. So how it goes by the theory of mastering the market cycle, the book written by Howard Marks, is like you be aggressive when the market cycle is the bottom. So now you are aggressive, but at the same time you are defensive. So it's defensively aggressive. They taking risk on the lower side of a market cycle for a risky asset, and then take out that profit and move into a low risk asset so that you know where it is in the market cycle. Even if it is in the midway, you still has 50% for that to go upside. That's how you think as an investor. And for that, read books. If you don't have time, listen to audiobooks. That will actually help you a lot to be an investor, to think like an investor or trader. Now let's move on with this news, right? So here it actually shows BitGo in August applied for a charter with the New York State Department of Financial Services that would allow it to operate as a custodian of cryptocurrencies under state banking law. So if it is actually going into the banking law, banking charters, do understand they are exempt from the securities exchange. They can use it for their services. So XRP was designed for that use case. It wasn't designed for you and me to hold it or make money. It was designed to solve that pain points which exist in the institutional market. The enterprise solution is what it is. So they will try to shake you off. And when I see this, like XRP Crypto Wolf actually pointed this one from Amiro. Lindsay Lohan said Ethereum is going to 10,000 and Bitcoin is going to 100,000. Now that's completely up to her decision, her thoughts, what her charts talk to her and the fundamentals, right? But at the bottom, when I say, and I see Kevin Cage put this one out, I'm like, okay, now that's a different perspective to think about, because that particular individual has a lot of followers. Right? So will it be like that? We don't know. We are not sure. It can just be her thoughts, her analysis from the fundamentals, technicals. But I'm thinking, Ethereum, when it reached last time, say the highs of 1,400, the network was so congested. They had to, whenever the network is congested, the scalability is low. They can't move the money with less cost. So if you are moving one Ethereum, the cost is so much. The gas fee is too much. So in that aspect, they use XRP Ledger previously to move their money. Ethereum to XRP, XRP to Ethereum in another exchange where they need it. So what is the use case of XRP, the bridge asset? I think that's clear. So now think, if at 1,400 you still has that issue, that scalability issue even right now, and the price is at the all-time highs, are you looking at 10,000, 20,000 as others say? At least for me, I don't digest that properly. Now, yes, if they use XRP Ledger or any other mechanism to increase their scalability, yeah, there is a chance. But as of now, I don't think so. Now, moving on, this one from Anthony Pompliano. Decades ago, 44 countries got together and decided the US dollar would be the global reserve currency. Okay, what he is mentioning here is today tens of millions of citizens are getting together and deciding that Bitcoin will be the next global reserve currency. Now, what I would like to highlight is, it was decades ago, 44 countries came together. Now, in this decade, it's not tens of millions of citizens getting together, it's 40 to 50 central banks getting together, and they are working on a global reserve currency. Do you understand what I'm talking about? If you missed that point, I can't say anything. It's completely up to you. If you are new to the space, do watch the older videos, say from last 6 months, 3 months. Choose random videos which you see and watch. Not mine. You can watch anyone. Say Kevin Cage, DAI, Airy, or anyone. Now, this is not I'm promoting others. I'm saying I used to watch them. And whenever I'm free, I continuously do. And they also provide a lot of value from their efforts. So if you want, you can do that. Or otherwise, the SI is the best, right? You can watch from my library itself. So the YouTube library. Anyway, here Reuters highlights this one. ECB points this one. Bitcoin, saying the digital currency had been used for money laundering. That's something which you have to consider. Because if the regulators are stepping up and kicking out, then the top may be here. I don't think it's going to 100,000, 300,000 or a million if these are going to come after us. Yes, when Bitcoin goes down, the entire market is affected. But the money or the profit from there is moved into an alternative asset, I agree. But some will come back into assets which are undervalued. And that's where you are looking at, right? If you remember old post which was actually from... Now, I actually had that one at the top, but as it was updated, it went way lower. Now, that is from Barry Silbert, actually, from Grayscale Trust, highlighting what XRP is about. If Bitcoin is the digital gold, he highlighted that XRP is what? And that is the ultimate goal. So here, when they put out all these stuff, say they are coming out of XRP Trust, blah, 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 blah. Ripple, the company, is our largest investment. Now, do digest this properly. This is in 2019. Ripple, the company, is our largest investment. XRP is not on our conviction list of holdings yet, but they actually came into that. Why? Super bullish on the company, neutral on the token as of now. That was back in 2019. Then they had XRP Trust. Why do they have that? Because he thought it's also cool. Now, if you think bullish on Ripple, the company, they are investing or betting too high on XRP, the asset. So ultimately, you don't want the Ripple, the company, to fail. Now, what does they offer? A software. For what? For cross-border payment. So which asset gives the maximum ability for that? It's, ultimately, it all gets tied up to one single thing, which is XRP, the asset. And that's why there are individuals who understand this. And mostly nowadays it's in Asia, those who seem to understand this technology. So if you're one among them, cool. Otherwise, you are missing out on something huge. Now, getting back to this one, you always have to understand this is a market with a lot of different assets. You have a lot of different opportunities if you understand the charts, patterns, and what the charts talk to you. If you can learn that language, do learn that. Go learn price action, go learn patterns, the possibilities of trader breakouts. And if you have a hard time doing that, you can consider joining the Patreon group of the SI. The link for that is in the description below, and those who have difficulty to do that, you can use that PayPal email ID to email me and then just pop a message in YT showing that you have emailed me, and then you can use PayPal or the XRP wallet address to pay. There are a lot of guys who still use XRP or PayPal to pay me, so it's not that huge. Now the payment is not like a lot, it's from the basic tier. You can take benefit of that, but when you go into XRP payment or PayPal payment, you will have to be on the premium, platinum, or the diamond tier. It's completely up to you. Anyway guys, I hope you received value for your time, and if you did, please do hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.